Yo. Yeah, man. It's Trill Pill here. I'm in the process of making an omelet. You know what I'm saying? Every morning I ain't, it is what it is. I'm breaking my fast with an omelet. With some vegetables and things of that nature. But I just wanted to pop in and say this, man. Being a content creator is so unique nowadays, right? Because I really be I really be amazed at seeing what the average human person follows. You feel what I'm saying? And a lot of people, and I've said this before, because I got this from Erykah Badu, right? She said once in a variety a variety article, right? In a variety article, get my onion out and my avocado, man. Gotta have my avocado, man. You know what I'm talking about? Hold on real quick. We got some fruit right there. Yeah, I ain't gonna put no meat in this one. I don't need it. Goddamn. But she said that don't be entertained to death, right? And I know for a lot of people, look at the entertainment, the industry. Shit is $1 trillion business, right? You feel me? So a lot of people like to be entertained, but what is always fascinating to me is what people are entertained by. Now, I do think there's a balance lacking. You feel what I'm saying? And people get too caught up in the entertainment, And when I mean caught up, I mean they get so caught up in the fact that they start being mentally and sometimes mentally, financially, and spiritually invested in something that they know is not real. It's very similar to wrestling, right? You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of theatrics going on. You're an actor, but at the same time, you do need to meet the physical capabilities of doing your job. But for the most part, it's theater. So that's my mindset when I watch some of this shit now. Due to the fact that we live in a day and time where the reality and fantasy worlds are meshed together, a lot of us are having a hard time trying to figure out, is this real or is this fake? When you come across these questions, a lot of folks don't think of it as a big deal, but it's a very big deal, And I think what changed or what shaped the outlook, right? If you look at all the reality television shows that happened, when we was kids and while we was growing up, and the Flavor of Loves and Bad Girls Club and all that shit kind of set a weird pace of entertainment, low budget entertainment for the common person, right? The entertainment used to just be people that were highly skilled. You know what I'm saying? Think about people off in the past, just choose your era, up until the 2000s is when everyday people you can kind of, thank the internet for that, but like he used to have to go out and actually do shit like hit an open mic with a rap or hit an open mic with a poem or, you know what I'm saying, just do something fly, do something funky to get recognized. Somebody had to see you like, oh, okay, what's your name? You do, you know what I'm saying, this, that, and the other, you feel me? But due to the internet and the age of the algorithm, the age of the age of the inter, yeah, age of the engineered environments, right? Environments that are created for you to do whatever it is that you do to keep people sitting in the seat for the longest, and that's the game, right? So any and everybody can become a celebrity. Now, what that has done is created this multiverse of niggas who ain't really doing shit, but doing shit. On one hand, the good point is anybody can become a superstar, right? The bad point is anybody can become a superstar, right? So when you start becoming a content creator, I feel like being a content creator is one of those things that it used to mean something. You know what I'm saying? Being a creator means something to me personally. I come from a family of creators, man. All my siblings and you know what I'm saying, my mom and my pops and my grandmother were creators, whether it was music, whether it was dance, whether it was art. We all have a gift of creating. And I also believe that we as human beings all have a gift of creating. It just depends on how willing you are to dedicate your life to finding what your purpose is, you know, and trial and error, trying and fucking up, and getting better, There's no success without failure, and don't let anybody tell you different. You understand me? So, being a content creator means something to me, you know what I'm saying? And especially off in this landscape, man, this shit is really low key cooked. You feel me? But even coming up in this podcast shit, I was a huge fan of Rest in Peace, Combat Jack, and, Tax Stone, you know what I'm saying? The guys like that who introduced me when I was at work listening to this new phenomenon called podcasts and microcasting going on Twitter and fan base and things of that nature, right? So, I see myself as a student of the game, and I watch. Being on YouTube has been a weird experience for me because it introduced me to a community that, number one, I didn't know was out there, and number two, I didn't know was out there. You know what I'm saying? Now, I could get on here and say, man, this shit was the worst thing ever happening. Kind of stumbling upon the Mo3 sector. It wasn't nothing that I plan to do. It just kind of where I just found myself at while I was trying to navigate certain things in my life. You know what I'm saying? And it was a weird time, but one thing I knew that when I was creating my content, it made me feel better. It made me feel, you know, um, accomplished. You feel what I'm saying? So I didn't give a fuck. Um, I didn't really give a fuck about the result as much because a lot of folks don't know what it took to actually get to that point, And a lot of people, they still don't. And unfortunately, due to the fact that we got so many niggas that's in the way, a lot of niggas are in the way. A lot of niggas have, you know, one of the worst things that ever happened in this lifetime is the ability for niggas who have no talent no message, no vision, um, be able to make money, and be celebrities. Whether you like it or not, celebrities, um, they become role models. They shouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? Shouldn't no celebrity be your role model? You shouldn't be following no celebrity for no, you know, whatever. But that's just that's just how it goes. It's somewhat inevitable. You feel me? One more egg in that bit. So, um, with that being said, that's a lot of people who muddy up the process of being a content creator. It's a lot of copy and pasting going on. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't knock nobody's hustle. And some people would say, well, goddamn, nigga, why you hating? And I would say, I'm not hating. Not at all. But I'm acknowledging the fact that you don't have to be creative to be labeled as a content creator any motherfucking more. And I think that's where the process gets watered down. So what that does is it creates a seismic shift between the people who really have a talent or really have a message or are trying to find their way in, and you find your way in, you start creating your content just to find out that you losing the niggas like Shamar. You done stayed up all night long, goddamn it, creating content, writing a book, and thinking real hard just to be fighting for watch hours with Shamar. You know what I'm saying? Some nigga like a bent back paper clip. You know what I'm saying? Just, they put the absolute worst examples of black culture on a top tier for a reason. That's by design. It used to be harder for them to do that shit because they had to do it through the paper or through propaganda, but now it's still being done through propaganda, but now it's visible and everybody sees it. You know what I'm saying? So when you dealing with shit like that, when you create your content, and what people don't realize is, let's just use myself for an example. You know what I'm saying? Why not? Well, we here. I'm making an omelet, you feel me? I don't chop my mushroom, jalapenos, and onions over here. I got my eggs whipping up. You understand me? When I first came on the internet, well, I did over probably about 50 to 75 episodes of a podcast called the Trill Pill Podcast. That is my origin. You probably can still find that somewhere. You can find it. I got all my shit on the hard drive and the cloud, in case. But it's on Spotify, some motherfucking where, but and Apple Music and iHeart and all that shit. But that was way before I even came and thought about YouTube. YouTube was a chance for me to expand the platform, expand my space, and to, find more people, find my audience. I stumbled upon a community that now that I'm looking back at it has done probably more harm than help. You feel what I'm saying? It is what it is. But I think that was needed. That was needed. I needed to see that, right? I'm gonna saute these vegetables before I put them in that goddamn. That was required. You understand? That was required for me to see in this journey, because it is a journey, Anybody tell you like, not everybody gonna get out fast, and you really can't look to the left or look to the right when you create content because you don't know. It's a gray area. It's a gray space. People still don't know what content is really worth. how much a stream is worth, how much a listen is worth, how much this or that is really worth. You know what I'm saying? Because we have people that don't look nothing like us putting labels and putting prices on our creativity. But that's a whole different conversation for a different day, right? So when I stumbled upon this shit, it was cool, you know, and it even met a social checklist to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it was cool. You know, you find people. I found a lot of great people, a lot of great human beings. You know what I'm saying? Um, and vice versa. I've also ran into my share of fuck niggas, and that's inevitable. You know what I'm saying? And of course, you're gonna meet more fuck niggas than you gonna meet solid individuals. You know what I'm saying? So in the midst of that, man, I just learned so much about people, and I stopped looking at it as um, you know what? I don't even think I looked at it as something. I think I just started to look at it as a social experiment. You know, I started to look at this shit like the people who created these worlds started to look at shit, and that's through a microscope. You know what I'm saying? If you want to learn anything about human behavior, you know, and on the same side get a little bit of your entertainment needs met, come to the internet. You know what I'm saying? The perfect place. The perfect place. So you can sit and you can watch and you can listen and you can learn and you can realize that the average human being don't got it all, dog. The average human being don't got it all. It's not all there. A lot of niggas is missing some screws. A lot of niggas is have used the internet as a way to deal with their trauma, so they don't have to deal with it in their natural life, but they can project and use all this shit. And that's another part too. You know, I want to talk about the uh, the appropriation of mental health lingo and words. And people don't know what the meanings are. You don't know what that shit means. But anyway, we have given the ability to not the ability, but there is an audacity of niggas who don't read, niggas who don't think, niggas who don't do, niggas who don't hustle, niggas who don't have no clue what the fuck's going on in our culture. We have given them the keys to have opinions in our culture. You know, when you look at these bloggers, the DJ Academics and Adam 22s and all that. See, I'm a hip hop nigga. You know, I love the culture of hip hop. I love everything about it, from rap to dance to art to everything about hip hop. I love it to a point where it's damn near attached to me. You know what I'm saying? It's one of them things that you born in. You feel me? Hip hop is still very much a young thing. It's only about 50 some years old. I'm 35, so you know, you take that for what it means. But also going back and being able to, you know, peel knowledge from my pops, who's 82 years old, and you know what I'm saying, and you know, just all the gems he's dropping, I'm picking it up and I'm putting them in the bag, and everything I learned from my mother, you know, and my uncles and my big brother and my sisters, you know what I'm saying, big brothers and sisters. Um, it's important to me, and that's why I create like I do. You know what I'm saying? Some of that shit with me don't sit right consciously. Creating it and having a platform that stands for something means more than just having a platform that just gonna do content over everything. You know what I'm saying? I don't run a content over everything. I don't have a content over everything mindset. You know what I'm saying? Because it's enough bullshit that's going on out there. And I feel like, well, goddamn, if everybody's doing this over here, I'm going to do my own thing over here. You feel what I'm saying? You know, I'm going to do my own thing over there. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm going to rock out. And from the jump, because I was started off and found my foundation with mental health and doing shit like that, I found myself in a weird pocket. I found myself in a weird pocket scoping mental health in the black community. Since then, once I got done with laying that foundation over there on the main page, I started to branch out and do other things and my other hobbies. You know what I'm saying? I even took the concepts that I created, not that I copied from somebody else, not nothing I got from nobody else, the concepts and the theories and the thoughts that I created, and pivoted off that to a show that I've always had in mind. I just never knew what direction it was going to go. And that show is called The Prescription. We about 30 episodes deep at this moment. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you tune in to Trill Pill Digital. We're in the motherfucking building. But you know, the shit going to be in the title. But that's how I got to that, is being able to dissect culture in the algorithm age. You know what I'm saying? Being able to break this shit down, being able to give an autopsy to what the fuck is going on in these engineered spaces. Some people love to do the paperwork thing and the, you know, who telling them who doing this and that, and that's cool. And even at times that's very entertaining. But me, I get my rocks off on figuring out what makes these engineered worlds go. Who's pressing these buttons? This last series I did over the last month, I made it an emphasis to put an emphasis on what's going on in this big benchmark landmark case that obviously has fell to the back burner of the news, you know, since Mark Zuckerberg and Adam Mosseri, um, they testified and all that shit. But that's more important to me than this war. You know what I'm saying? Or these Epstein files and all that shit. The fact that design, architecture of internet platforms is on the clock means a lot to not only us, but to how we get down as content creators. It means a lot. A lot is on the motherfucking mind. When you got parents saying that, hey, I lost my daughter to the internet. You know what I'm saying? And you guys didn't put anything in there to protect our babies from the internet. And some may say, well, that's your fault and that's too damn bad and shit. But at the same time, think about the internet when we grew up, nigga. I'm 35 years old. I graduated high school in 2008. So we was right off in the middle of the social media era where we had to, we ain't had to, but if you had the access to social media, you had the MySpace and all that. And what that started to make people do, the music that was put out, that was starting to make the black community start getting extra freaky. That Pretty Ricky shit, in my opinion, was some COINTELPRO bullshit, because the pregnancy rate ran up when Pretty Ricky and then was out, and niggas were doing freaky shit. Them young niggas that had no business doing all that shit. Niggas were underage. You feel me? Think about it. That Pretty Ricky shit, niggas were underage, my nigga. Niggas was definitely promoting underage sex. Different story and different day. But different shit like that I always thought about. You know what I'm saying? But the prescription, man, is something that's very important. You know, I also think that being able to create content in this day and age is a blessing, because our people fought hard for us to have a say. Shit, fuck having a say. They fought hard for us to get somebody to listen to what's going on. And now that we have the ability to have a platform, a lot of us use this shit in all the wrong ways, right? I understand the entertainment aspect of it, but everybody ain't no motherfucking entertainer. I understand some of these niggas ain't really accomplished shit in life, so they come to the internet to accomplish shit. I understand that everybody wants to be a reality superstar because they see nobody's become somebody's overnight. People are chasing the dragon because they see people become celebrities overnight. So when you start seeing people become celebrities overnight, you start clout chasing and doing shit that you saw become popular. You know, this world right now is extra freaked out. And if you got a teenager in this world, boy or girl, make sure you know and you know where to meet them at in their mind to get this point across to them to let them know, hey, you need to be an outstanding human being. Fuck what's going on social media. Fuck what's going on with these kids that's hurt. Fuck what's going on with this bullshit ass music. Fuck what's going on. Get up, get your work done, get your grades in, go get this paper, establish yourself, and take care of yourself and take care of your family. Block all this shit out. Keep them babies focused. You know what I'm saying? The same thing that they did to us as children, as far as lying to us about what is and what ain't, is the same thing that they're doing now. Except they're more bold with it now. They put it right in front of your face. They ain't gotta hide it no more because they it's like it's hiding in plain sight. You know, it's sort of a Where's Waldo of real shit. Out of all this, y'all remember the Where's Waldo? That's how it feels like being a real nigga. It's Where's Waldo, and you Waldo, and you trying to get found, and you trying to create content that means something. You gotta navigate these spaces and Euro step these spaces and trying to figure out what works and what don't work. And you done been up all night and spent hours on this shit. You done went and worked 8, 9, 10 hours, came home, put another 8, 9, 10 hours in your content. You done recorded that shit. You done restarted. You done ate. You done took a nap. You done shit showered and the shade came back. Your kids needed something, left out the house, ran across town, got did something for them. Your baby mama needs you. Whatever, some of the hoes getting on your nerves, whatever. You don't went over there, dropped dick on the bitch, came back home, inspired, came back, recorded, just all for that shit just to get 0 views, 2 views, 4 views, 5 views, 6 views, 7 views. Having to look at niggas who say, yeah, I fuck with you, Trill Pill. I fuck with you. But you don't. Because you don't pull up. You feel what I'm saying? You can't fuck with me and you don't pull up. You don't even watch what I got. You feel what I'm saying? It's crazy work. Crazy work. You know? But that's life. That's life. Especially when you're navigating spaces of content creation. These niggas is weird, man. You're going to find yourself dealing with a bunch of weirdos, and if you're not careful, you're going to end up becoming one of those weirdos. You understand me? Cook these last little part of these veggies. I'm gonna make 2 fat ass, you know what I'm talking about? 2 fat ass, I might just make 1 fat ass, I don't know. I might make it a scramble. Who the fuck knows? But if you don't be careful, you're gonna find yourself being involved or becoming one of these weirdos, and it is what it is there. So you got to navigate safely, be able to be aware of what's going on around you and what's going on with you, and look out for people, because it's niggas out here who are looking to turn you into content. It's people out here, and that's how nasty this shit is nowadays. That's how disgusting this shit is the fact that niggas lack creativity so motherfucking much that they'll prey on you to use you as content, talk to you and record you, and you know what I'm saying? And if you know what the deal is, you don't give them a fuck, because you don't give a fuck. But, sometimes when you show people who you really are, they do one or two things. You know what I'm saying? They gonna fuck with you, or they gonna fuck with you from a distance, because they know, nigga, you not playing. We can't play with this nigga like this, because if we play with him like this nigga gonna go off. He ain't gonna do all the internet arguing and all that shit. He ain't gonna do none of that shit. This nigga's coming to see something. He coming to tap shoulders. He coming to put toes on concrete. He coming to knock on doors. He coming to see what's going on. He coming to, you know what I'm saying? He ain't one of those people who just like to argue. I'm not, not want to argue. It's not a lot of arguing going on in my natural life. I keep all my anxiety levels, I keep them shit at a calm level. You know what I'm saying? So I operate like that on the internet as well. I don't have an internet character. How I am in here, I'm the same nigga. You can ask people who I grew up with and who I talk to. It is what it is, but and ain't really need to explain. But you have to understand that when you navigate in this space as a content creator, there are going to be shit that pulls at you. You're going to be enticed to do the same shit that a lot of these niggas do. And for those who are on the same path and you trying to do this shit a certain way, I commend you. And I will also say, don't give up. That's when you come and tap in with niggas like me, because that's who I'm fighting for. As I close this out, we around 40 minutes. I do this shit. I'm going to tell you another motivation besides wanting to create a successful platform, wanting to create a successful community, wanting to create and build with community. I'm not just looking for followers. I'm looking to build with people. I'm looking to build community, because there are those of us who are out here living life in a righteous way. You feel what I'm saying? And we don't have enough people to have important conversations or even start conversations about some of this shit that's going on. You feel what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with want to be a little messy sometimes. You want to know, the scoop, the tea. You know what I'm saying? Now, niggas shouldn't have the tea, and a lot of times, if I want to hear the tea, I'm going to hear it from a woman, because I think niggas need to be worried about more things like structure and money and, trying to figure out, but that's a lane that some niggas get in, and I ain't mad at it. Get your motherfucking paper. Now, I don't fuck with it. I wouldn't create the platform for it, but it is what it is. Sometimes the shit be creative and the shit be funny. I mean, not creative, but the shit be, sometimes it is creative, but at the point, sometimes it should be entertaining, and it fits a need in that certain moment. Because I only got about 2-3 hours of entertainment unless I'm playing a video game. You feel what I'm saying? But to be able to create a platform for people, and for I don't want to say this. To be able to create a platform for people who are thinkers. People who are thinkers, people who are doers, people who are hustlers, and for them, and the people who is this, they might be sitting at work or sitting on the porch with a blunt, staring out into space, staring out, watching the birds, watching life, looking around, observing, you know, and people who have the minds of, damn, I wonder why this shit is like this. I wonder what this shit is doing to us. I, I wonder, you know what I'm saying? For the people who motherfucking a synapses is firing off when they see something peculiar, they see something very interesting, and they want to know about it. They're very curious about life and these engineered spaces and these worlds that, like, everybody's in their own world, and what world are you living in, and what world may coincide with your world, and what world are you stepping into when you do something new, and the different worlds that you have to step into when you are doing something that's you haven't done before. The fears of that, the failure, like the failure in that, there's success in that, and finding out what you're good at and what you're not good at. The trial and error of being able to know that period of time where you creating some dope shit and don't nobody know who the fuck you are in the world, and you trying to get noticed, and you know that you deserve a lot more than other people, not because you are entitled to it, but because you working for it. And then the feeling of, damn, should I keep going or should I stop? I'm gonna tell you to keep going every time. Keep going, nigga. Don't what goddamn Michael Jackson say? Don't stop till you get enough, nigga. You feel what I'm saying? Don't you get out here and get discouraged because this shit ain't going your way right now. And I understand it's fucked up. Yeah, the creator economy is fucked up, but we gotta get it how we live. And for those of us who do this shit with with some funk on it, and we put our mind to this shit, and trust me, I know how it feels to be a creative and be creative and have a thought and create something and nobody sees it, and you feel like, God damn, nigga, like, did I do shit for no reason or what? That's why you have to have the intrinsic motivation to keep going. What are you doing this for? Is you doing it for the money? Or is you doing it for because you really love this shit? Are you doing it for a purpose? You're going to find out what you're doing it for when you start creating content and the shit don't work. Maybe the 1% get it and start popping in little small communities because a lot of niggas got their own ecosystem and they create that. And I create content for people who don't fit the ecosystem. What happens when you think you're a part of the ecosystem and you don't know, but you get marked out? You get marked out by some niggas that you work harder than, that you hustle harder than, that are you way more respectable than these niggas, and who gave these niggas the audacity to try to mark you out and feel like you didn't belong with your content because you don't be on the same bullshit that they on. So all of a sudden they start fucking with you. They start fucking with you, but in the public they say, "Oh yeah, we fuck with Trill Pill. Yeah, we fuck with them. We fuck with them." Ask yourself, do they? Go to them pages where I make them videos and where I make that dope shit on that Trill Pill digital. Go look through my history. All of it's public. Go check them comments. Go check them live streams. Go check them. Go check and see who's there. And you'll see what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Good part is, man, I've been blessed to be around people and actually rub shoulders with people where I can share my content. And I don't be asking for no handouts or no shout outs or none of this shit, but I just be asking them, so what do you see and where can I get better at? And they always tell me, what you got is golden. You just have to find your tribe and find your people. And once you find your people, this shit gonna set on fire. Because what you have is a product that's rich. You just gotta know where to shop it to. That's how I hit Facebook and hit 20,000. That's how I hit different platforms and get different feedback. Over on Twitter, having conversations like in my DMs about what I create so I can get better. This is a craft. You know what I'm saying? You know, this is a gift that I have. It's a gift to see life how I see it. You can't Google experience. You can't chat GPT experience. You can't do none of that shit. You can't keep doing shit that doesn't mean nothing. And keep thinking you're going to come out here and get something from life. But the people they put in front of you, you'll think that you can get something from nothing. It's a reason why them people are out there in front of you, in front of your eyes, and you're not seeing who the real niggas are. It's a reason why I put them crackers' faces on them thumbnails so you can see who really run this shit, who really run Facebook and Snapchat and TikTok and Google and all that. Yeah, I put the niggas on the thumbnail. Bold shit. Bold shit. You ought to see what happened in my YouTube studio with them videos. That's what my fight is. So my fight ain't with no other niggas that look like me and no. I'm I'm putting the red dot on these niggas who create these engineered environments with these incentives. I'm gonna give you $1 if you take down your own niggas, take down your own people. I'm gonna break bread with you. That shit. That's what I'm putting my crosshairs on. That's what I'm putting my red dot on. That's why I say this shit different. It hit 40 minutes, man. I'm about to cook my vegetables are sauteed. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. That's all I got to say. You hear me? It's like that, nigga. You know, it's Trill Pill, man. Y'all know my slogan. Nigga, monumental to be monumental. Stay true and heal, and most of all, stay mentally true. That's how this shit gotta go, man. Somebody gotta do it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody gotta do it. Why not me? I'm out of here.